What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo. So check this out. We got the 2012 Honda Accord. Leroy is on the ground working on this mug. Here, ready to the oil pan. Fires up, starts, drives the whole 9 yards. $1,100 win. Let me show you what we're up against. As a matter of fact, we got the guy coming here in an hour to buy it. So Manheim, let me tell you something. I love Manheim. I did not have to pay for any of the cars until 48 hours after they had the title. Second to none, in my opinion. If ACV did that, they would be unstoppable. But anyways, look, Leroy's watching me. Look at him. You see him over there? So let's take a look at this thing. It's jacked up now. So it's got Acura wheels on it. Not a fan of it. Here at Leroy already did all the other sides. And what he's doing here is the coilover suspension. This car was entirely way too low. You guys seen it in the video initially. If you've seen that video, it does need a battery. You can see they had some crazy ass sound system in here. But running and driving, this thing is amazing. It runs and drives beautifully. So you obviously can't tell now because of the way it is jacked up on that side, but he raised everything up now, so it still is lowered. The door panels are in the trunk. We bought new door panels for it already. So it was $50 for the oil pan, about $56 for fluids and gasket, $150 for the door panels, and that's it. And here she is. Look, man, this is a clean ass car in terms of the interior and stuff like that. Paint wise, it doesn't look bad. It could definitely you know, use a good buffing, but she is a runner. And really, guys, that's all we want. We just want a car that runs, drives. Pick this car up. This thing's about a week and a half, 2 weeks old. Didn't even have to advertise it. Dude came on, wanted it, looked at it, loved it, and that was it. So Leroy definitely does not like doing work on the ground. Obviously, the man has a shop. He's got his own lift. Why would you want to do this here? But it was safer to do it here because of the see, now that looks way better, you know. And then because it's coilovers, if they want to drop it, they definitely can drop it. It's up to them. The sunroof works, but like I was saying, you know, it's easier to do it here because you don't want to drive it down to where he is. He's about 10 miles from here, his shop, and risk breaking the oil pan or worse, blowing the motor because it's got no oil. But anyways, guys, this is what it is. It's done. You know, obviously we're using metanoia still for our delivery spots. So all the cars that we buy, even through our dealership, come here or to Leroy's repair shop. They get processed here or Leroy's. Once they are officially up for sale, they'll get taken to our actual location. But this one just so happens to get sold here. We'll take them down there, we'll do the paperwork, and that's it. So once it's all said and done, guys, I will add to this and we'll go over numbers. I'll talk to you guys. Well, I guess you'll see part 2 of this video in this video. Man. So let's check this out, okay? This is the reason why. And I want you guys to leave a comment below. Do you sell cars to people you know, friends, associates, family members, etc.? So the person that was buying that car had came the day before. I know him from work, a friend, acquaintance, etc., etc. He's been wanting to buy a car for about 2 months, and I've avoided it this whole time. Like, nah, look, you know, work something out, go somewhere else, or use my license, and then you could buy a car through the dealership. I don't care. I don't want to sell you a car. So finally, I came. I'm like, yo, you could buy this car. Or you can buy any car you want. Look, I got all these cars, whatever. And you know, he came through and he found the Accord. He loved the Accord the day before. Shook my hand on the Accord. Now, where I'm from, you shake a man's hand, that's a done deal. Shake a man's hand, it's yours. So, shook my hand, said he wants it. Leroy stops what he's doing at his shop, comes through, gets the car ready for this guy. We drive it. He comes through, you know, he loves it. Oh, I'm so happy. He's helping putting the door panels on, the whole 9 yards. You know, super happy. We drive it all the way down to you know, our spot. Car drives fine. It was kind of weird though, because the guy's 20 years old, so I call him a kid, okay? And again, this is weird to me because when I was 20, I guess it's just a different time. You know what I mean? So when I was 20, I was different than most people in that age that I deal with now. So anyway, he you know, he rides with me in a different car. I'm like, yo, why didn't you drive your car that's going down there? Right? Because that's what I would do. And he was just like, I don't know. So I was like, all right, you know, whatever. So we get to the spot, we get to our spot, and you know, we're about ready to do the paperwork and everything like that. And he goes, I gotta make a phone call. So okay. So the backstory is, him and his mother got into a beef. The mother wanted the car back. He had to give the car back. And from the very beginning, I kept saying to him, I'm like, why don't you call your mother and see if you could just buy the car from her? You know it runs and drives. You said you only paid $2,000 for it, and keep the car. Just get it out of her name, put it in your name, and that's it. That's, you know, maybe that's feasible. So he goes outside, and I look at Leroy. Leroy's at the other desk. I was like, yo, I'm like, this is a waste of time. He's not buying the car. I've been doing this long enough to know when, you know, someone's not feeling right, and they can't just come out of their mouth and say, look, you know, for whatever reason, this isn't for me. And when people don't want to buy a car, right? So I'm sitting in the Lexus, the RX 300. If I'm showing this car and someone comes to buy it and they want to pass on it, my first question to them is not to sell them. I'm like, so what is it that you passed on it? And they'll say, oh, because it had a funky smell in it. Okay. So I can then know, now I'm not going to try to sell them. They don't want it. They don't want it. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do the deionizer. I'm going to put some nice smellies in it and stuff like that, because for me, my goal is the first person on the lot that looks at a car, that needs to be a sale. Like, that's how I look at it. First person that comes to see a car, they already seen the pictures, and if the car is running and driving correctly, the only thing you have to agree on is the price. Now, there are some people that come on a lot and they want it for half price. They're obviously not going to get the car. But back to the case in point with this guy. So this whole thing goes on, and he comes back in the room and he's like, oh, so my mom said that I could just keep the car. Why would I have two cars? And I was like, bro, that's fine. I told you 2 or 3 months ago when this first got started, you busted my balls for 2 or 3 months to do this, right? And here we are. It's about to get done. Danny, Leroy had shit to do. I had shit to do. I did not have to be sitting at the other spot. And I didn't say this to him. I just simply said, yo, it's no problem. Don't even worry about it, right? I was like, don't worry about it, bro. I was like, I don't give a shit. I was giving it to him for a good deal because I ended up finding out that we're going to be able to finance that thing for almost $9 grand. Not the point. The point is, went through all this work, everything to get this car turned around that quick, which was awesome for someone who shook hands and then didn't buy the car. So the update is I still have the vehicle. It's at our spot now. Looking to put wheels on it. I'm looking for 2020 Honda Accord wheels. I think I want to do takeoffs for it, and kind of adjust it down a little bit, see how it looks, get it to sit a little bit more aggressive, and take it from there, and put it up for sale. I'm sure it's going to sell quick because the car is a good looking car. Has a couple bumps and bruises, but overall I think it's going to be a good car. So I'm not overly concerned for the price I was going to give it to him for. I know I'm going to make more money just down the road. But again, case in point, do you guys sell cars to people you know? And if you do, how do you pretense it? What are you saying? What do you say to them when they buy it? Because I sold a car years ago to someone, and no lie, 2 years later we're eating fucking legit Thanksgiving dinner, and they start complaining about the alternator in the car. Right? I'm like, you want to complain 2 years later about a freaking alternator after I told you not to buy the car? It was a 2002 or a 2003 Cadillac STS, black on black. It was a mean looking car for the time, and I said to them, I was like, look, these things got the 32 valve North Star motor. They're just not reliable cars. But they loved the look of this car. Again, it looked friggin' badass. Drove fine for 2 years. Eventually, the alternator went, which is normal wear and tear, and I had to hear about it in front of everyone. how I sold them a lemon. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a great day. We're out of here.